All right, guys, let's go through these. We okay with getting to that? 1/2? Okay, then we take the square root. What do we need to remember when we do the square root? And how about plus or minus? Okay. Did we get 2/2 once we rationalize? Okay. It's easier when it's plus or minus, guys, because then you don't have to figure out which quadrant. It's just all of them. Okay, so cosine is the √2/2 at the over 4s. So I know it's pi/4.
Wait, what? Oh,
because it's both positive and negative.
I just did green before.
Okay.
I saw this and I was like, yeah.
Guys, that's the tricky part. For inverses, hey guys, up here. For inverses, you're looking at the restricted circle, right? The first one, though, is just solving an equation, and it says from 0 to 2 pi, so that's the whole circle. You have to be able to separate that those are two different types of problems. It's very easy to mix that up and go, oh, it's cosine. I should only use the top part of the circle. No, because it wasn't inverse, okay? All right. Question 2. These are the inverses. This is the, like, half of the circle, the right side or the top. So inverse sine of -1/2, where does that happen? We got real quiet. -pi/6. Yes.
3 pi/4.
Yes.
I did not almost say so.
You did not. I didn't hear it. All right.
-pi/6.
Yeah, same answer.
Last one's still out. Yes, sir.
-pi/4.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Don't look at what I gave you. Okay. How'd we do? We did it. Okay. All right. Let's do it. No, we're not done for the day. All right. Notes time, guys. Sorry, guys. Multi-angle equations. Sounds a little rough.
That sounds harder than I think it's going to be.
A little bit. Okay, guys. What I initially started writing as your warm-up is we're going to start. Hey, guys. Up here. We're starting notes, guys. Real chatty today. We're going to start with just looking at a graph. There still is no graphing in this skill. This is just to get you to understand what these multi-angles are that we're looking at today. So I'm going to graph y equals sine. No, we're not doing multivariable, don't worry. I'm going to start by just graphing y equals sine of x.
Did I just get multivariable?
Yep, we're not. I'm not doing multivariable, don't worry. Promise. I'm only graphing part of this. Just parent graph of sine here, only the right side of it, okay? So I'm doing that in blue.
Really wrong. Yeah. How did you ever do 5/4? Oh no. How did you end at 5? Wait, I got wrong. On the moment. That was really bad.
Struggle some days, guys.
Paragraphs.
I don't know what struggling is.
All right, guys. In red, I'm going to graph y equals 1/2. I'm doing multiple colors here.
Multivariable colors.
Oh.
Oh, nice. circle.
It's a tough one.
This is the lighter thing.
We can graph that line, right?
Why can I forget?
Yeah, it's
Right, you panicked when I just threw a white clip on half. I don't know how to do that.
I literally like forgot and do it.
Wait,
It's really
isn't
bad.
this just a line?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
It is just a line. All right, if I had said, where does sine of x equal 1/2, right? Like just solving that equation, that's really what you're doing. It's at those 2 points, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's essentially what you did last week. Like just kind of basic equations. You went from 0 to 2 pi, and it's like, that's where that happened, right? Yeah.
So we got a oh.
Yeah. Is what? I'm sorry.
So where does it equal 1?
Well, what do you think? Where does sine equal 1/2?
I just haven't written it down. It's like
No,
it's
it's
like
why would one half not one half?
Is it
Pi over
4
6.
and 3 pi over 4? No.
How about pi over 6 and 5 pi over 6?
Oh, I was not.
You were in the right 2 quadrants. That's good. That's a small win.
Oh.
Okay, what's going to change today is instead of it being just sine of x,
Oh, I get it now. Okay, I get it.
Oh, wait, no. It's not sign.
let's do
Oh, inverse.
something like that.
See, I was trying to process,
Okay.
but now I understand.
Double angle.
Okay, we don't have to use the double angle formula here. You could sometimes, like, there's another way to look at it. I could have put a 3 or a 4 in there too so that you wouldn't think to use that. Graphically, this is a little easier to graph. When the 2 is in there or any coefficient on the x, what is happening? Period changes, right? Like, now what's the period? Pi, just pi, okay? 2 pi over b.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So let me show you graphically what's happening.
I'm so stupid. I never said that.
Right? Isn't that what the graph is? And I'm going to keep going.
That's so cool. I completely forgot. That's astronomical.
Why are we doing
I also put that dot.
I'm teaching you things, Adam.
Can we stop for a second? Wait.
Yes, let's stop there for a minute.
Just like just pause.
Yep. Pause, make sure you're shut up. Remember the b value tells you how many cycles of the graph you'll see by the time you get to 2 pi?
I'm still with you. I'm just not using multiple colors.
That's
so
okay.
it's still kind
It's okay. You're not going to have to do this. You're not going to have to graph to solve. It's just to give you a visual of how many solutions we should have.
Please see their infinites. So there's the graph keeps going.
Well, but if we say from 0 to 2 pi, that's why I always give you a window. We'll talk about what it means to small solutions too. Then there's k's involved again. Yeah.
How many letters are you Is that more? Is the entire alphabet? I don't know how many.
No, there's not that many.
The red is pi half.
All right, guys.
of. You're not going
So, if I was asking you this equation, if I said when does sine of 2x equal 1/2, and we're solving from 0 to 2 pi, the window I've shown you here, how many times do the red and green lines intersect?
4.
4. Do you see how we've doubled the number of solutions?
Yes.
Okay. That's what you're going to do today. You're going to algebraically find those, but this is why we have more solutions when you have that coefficient on x. Okay? Rohit, you look like you're thinking. You good? Okay. Do we need a minute?
Trying to find these things.
We're finding these things. So 2 ways to think about it. Like the period's definitely smaller, or the graph is happening faster, right? Like there's more cycles of it by the time you get to 2 pi.
Would it end
how would I think about it? That I don't think that it's getting stretched out. It's
You just don't.
You just don't. Stretched would be, let's grab another one. Just to really mess with you. I could put that one in purple. Okay. All right. So let's try to solve some now that I've made a really colorful graph. There should be no back turning ever. Clearly.
Oh wait, okay, that's like Simon is really struggling right now.
You don't need a graduate, right? That's just grass.
Where do I want to go first? Well, I can ask you all. I'm doing it in a different order. I can ask you all solutions, or I can restrict the window. We're going to restrict the window.
Whichever one's easier for.
This time it intersects.
For hours.
Twice. So it's just the same thing but different.
The same thing, but different. Here we go. All right, first one we're going to solve. The directions are super important with solving. They're either going to say solve and give you a window, or it's going to say something like all solutions or general solutions. That's different. Okay, we'll do those as well today. But we're going to start with a specific window. All right.
Colors.
You don't need colors. I'm just doing a different color than what I wrote the problem in. That's all. Nope, no graphing. No graphing. Okay. Think about, what if I had just said, when does cosine of theta equal 1/2? What would you tell me?
Understanding it's very not a
When does cosine equal 1/2, guys? Pi over 3?
It's okay, I mixed the degrees.
It's okay. All right. We'll keep reviewing your trig values. You've got to know those guys. So if it had just said like cosine of theta or x without a coefficient, easy, you'd tell me pi over 3, 5 pi over 3. Obviously, we have a 3x in there instead of just x. So the way you go through this, just follow along with me for the first one. Instead of theta equals these values, we're going to say 3x equals the value. And leave a little space, and then we can do them together, but we want to leave a little space in between them.
Put the cosine on the other side.
I didn't put the cosine on the other side. I just thought of,
Like cosine.
when does cosine equal this normally? And now if I change the period, that's going to mess it up.
Just take out the cosine.
Yeah, like I found the angle, and now it's like, okay, but that's not really it. 3x has to equal this angle.
Okay.
So we're going to solve from here.
Pi over 9.
Close. So remember when we graphed it, like normal cosine would have had 2 solutions by the time we got to 2 pi. I changed the period, I put a 3 in front of it. I'm going to have 3 times as many solutions, so I should get 6 answers. If I just divide by 3 here, I only find 2 of them. Okay, so I have to have a way to find those other answers. Hold on, Jane, 1 second. The way I do that is I say plus 2 pi, and we throw a k in, I know, with each of these, because it repeats every 2 pi. Okay? All right. Jane, yes.
So, you said that, like, since it's 3 pi has 3 solutions, but when we did it had 2 solutions.
So when you cut it into a half, it's either going to still have 2 solutions or it might have no solutions. It depends on which half of the graph you're looking at. Okay, so the half is a little weird. All right. So far with me on this process.
I actually am.
Okay.
Still here. I'm confused why K exists.
I'm liking.
We don't technically need. Okay, does it make you feel better if I say not this?
Yeah.
The K is there because it's going to repeat multiple times, right? It's going to happen over and over and over. We can list the K. Mathematically, you don't really have to. You just have to understand that you're continuing to add. So let me show you the process. Let me finish one, and then we'll do a bunch of questions. Are you sure? Oh,
Wait, so are we erasing the K or are we keeping it?
either way, it doesn't matter. We're going to divide everything by 3 so that I can get x alone.
Okay.
All right, I've got pi over 3. And then it's going to be plus 2 pi over 3. Pi over 9, sorry guys. I didn't divide by 3. And then 5 pi over 9 plus 2 pi over 3. Are you with me there? I just divided everything by 3.
Sure.
Bridget? Pi over 3 divided by 3 is pi over 9. And then 2 pi divided by 3. 5 pi over 3 divided by 3. You see it? Okay. We're not done. We're
I'm
close.
removing it because when I go and review my notes, I'm going to be so confused as to why there was a K in one step.
Wait, the K is
And
like,
nine.
resembles like the repeating of like.
Yeah, it's just that it happens over and over. So our answers, pi over 9 is your first, like, final answer. Remember, we're looking for 6 answers here. What you have to do, you want to come over to the side here. Okay, side note. We take that pi over 9 and we are adding 2 pi over 3 to it to get to that next spot on the graph where it would intersect. So 2 pi over 3, are we okay with that? 6 pi over 9? 7 pi over 9, okay. What you do next, 7 pi over 9, add to that. And you can just go to the common denominator way of 6 pi over 9. So what's my next answer? 13 pi over 9.
Wait, how long do you keep going?
Well, good question. What if I added again? What would I get? Yes, I'd get above 2 pi, right? I'd get 19 pi over 9. Too big, right?
So you just kept on adding 2 pi over 3 to.
Yes.
And there should be 6 answers, right?
Yes. So pi over 9 was the first one, and it got me 2 more answers. Halfway there. What do you think the other one I'm going to use is? Yes. And then what do I do to that? 11 pi over 9, and my last one?
17.
Okay. Do you see how that's getting really close to 2 pi?
It's
Yeah.
steep.
There are your 6 answers.
Okay. I got it. I understand.
Guys, that's the hardest part of the day. I started with the hardest one, so we can like,
Alright.
we'll get even.
So it's all literally downhill. Yes.
Well, you also said the first 4 units of this year were going to be the hardest. So
She said that.
she did say that. She did.
So I said people sometimes struggle with those because I expect you to remember things from Algebra 2 honors. Whereas when we get to the trig, I'm like, this is new for everyone, so you kind of start fresh. So it depends on your Algebra 2 knowledge for the beginning of the year, with whether that's easy or hard.
I distinctly remember you being like, oh, this will be the hardest part of the year.
People struggled a lot last year, especially at the beginning, partly coming back to in-person and partly they had taken Algebra 2 virtually, and
Then it's
We didn't learn
different,
anything
but, like,
virtually.
you know. Okay, Ethan, did you have a question?
So I was just asking, like, when I saw the first one, we're going to use
No, I'm glad I took
that domain notation where you
Not in this. No, the K will show up when I get to all solutions, but
I hate shapes. They
Why are you such a hater?
how do you hate shapes?
But like, I don't like having to memorize. Like, if it has like 6 sides, it's this many like.
All right, guys,
all the
let's try this one.
angles add up to this amount.
Sine of 2x equals -1. Well, let's think about that. Off to the side, what if it was just sine of theta equals -1? How many times does sine of theta equal -1? So how many answers do we expect to end up with here?
2.
Yeah. Do you guys want to try it? Okay. There was a 3 before. Get it?
Because it's 2x.
What's down here? What is this? What is this? Thank you. Is it still like 0 over 2 pi?
Yes, still solving 0 to 2 pi, guys. Very good question.
And mentally, we still do that.
Yeah, that's what
Yes. To check before you leave. Yay! Yay! It just like takes me a minute to get through like do this with me, and then we'll be okay.
Right. So you get higher. No, 3 pi. Okay, higher. 3 pi.
I'm liking this unit.
That's not where sine equals -1. I think you were doing cosine.
It's just 3 pi over 2.
I know. Did you see it, Jane?
Is your first 3 pi? Is your first?
Honestly, this unit,
First answer is 3 pi over 4.
I just like, yeah.
And today, today's the hardest day of this skill, so if you're doing good today.
Really?
It's your skill, Adam.
Why did we go from skill 6 to this? Skill 6 was so hard.
Honestly, so true.
This is definitely easy.
I'm
It is. I
screwed
agree.
over on the
Why is
skill
this?
6.
No.
All right, guys, let's go through it. So where does sine equal -1? Okay.
I'm not ready for when we get finished with skill 9 and we go into skill 10.
I'm ready for the unit test. Like, I just like, I just can't.
Yeah.
Let's see what.
Oh my
All right.
god, that's so smart.
I don't know if
Back to
That's this.
How'd we do, guys? Okay. I think so. We've like renumbered some, but yes, I think there's 12.
What sector? Yeah, that.
We're in the trig part of free calc, and then the last part of the year is all calculus.
We're not even halfway.
I missed the way.
Almost.
We're almost. We're still not halfway.
What is 3 pi over 4 plus pi?
You just added pi.
Yeah. It's okay. All right, guys, questions on that one? We're going to do some all solution ones too.
For 10 minutes.
Or maybe she won't.
Oh, what?
Yeah, we done.
So this is how I want.
No, we've got some like all solution ones.
Zero solutions?
That's right. That was the, yeah.
So, Rebecca, I don't know.
Because
Why? I'm asking.
This is why I'm feeling Spanish.
What's your Spanish?
Hold on.
No sé.
Whatever.
No, it's not that
So it just goes up, it just went up to a B minus.
It'll be okay.
Good grade on the listen.
Hey guys, let's think about this. How many solutions if it was just sine equals -1/2? Would you expect?
We're getting there.
2, right? We're gonna have a fourth of that. Does that make sense?
Is it impossible?
So it could be no solutions. You might still see one of your solutions depending on what it equals and which quarter of the graph we actually see here. Okay?
Pi over 4.
It's x over 4.
Oh. Oh wait, that's fine.
Because like if it was pi, I don't know what
I
you'd
know.
be doing. Yeah, that's fair.
Alright, y'all.
Why don't you think through it and then we'll.
I know exactly what I'm thinking about. It's gonna be like pies over 6.
We smile, we self.
A good start. Pi over something.
75, 11 o'clock. No, you're right. You're right. Well, these numbers are so ugly. What are you doing? Oh, wait, can they be no solutions?
Yeah, and then 8 pi is like.
Way bigger than 2 pi.
Yeah, so I'm like.
There's no solutions.
Correct.
Awesome.
But if it was like all answers or whatever.
I didn't want to do that.
It would be.
Or if it had been like +1/2, like pi over 6 times 4 is still in your circle, so you get that solution. You know what I mean?
So what is the all solutions and all that? Are we getting there?
We will get there. That's next.
I like wrote this and crossed it out. That was like,
And then just like no solution.
yeah, like
Yeah, that's nice.
you can do that.
Yeah, so you can see, like I can see from this stuff, like it's not gonna work.
By 4. It's not.
Guys, you can see from right here, if I multiply by 4, it's all gonna be much too large, right? Like the first one is 14 pi over 3. It's definitely bigger than 2 pi. Adding 8 pi, like it's not gonna work, right? So right away you can see that and you can just tell me no solution.
I love how it's multiplying the cross and not. I love that.
Does that one make sense?
So it's gonna go over 8 pi and yeah, that's not good.
Too big. Beyond 2 pi, so yeah. Do you guys see how there could have been one solution depending on what it was set equal to? Like,
No, it was 7 I remember
I know it's going to be too big, right? You know it's going to be bigger than anything bigger than 12 pi over 6 is too big.
Or even over or equal to because you have the.
Right, yeah. That or bigger.
Yeah, but actually so bad.
All right, let's try again. Change our directions.
I'm so happy I understand.
I'm happy for you.
Keep the streak going if you understand it.
There's a skill
Yes.
in 8 and it's so fine.
All right, all solutions. Sometimes it'll say find the general solution.
Is that the same thing?
They mean the same thing, yes.
Dude, we're gonna go into like.
It's just more solving practice.
It's gonna be like quadratic calculus.
Does that make sense?
I don't know.
You're just like smushing math words together.
And hopefully
Most people think you do. You just have like a lot of things for no reason. Like, why is it called quadratic? It would have called like quadratic, and it would have been like less flexible. But we're trying to cry.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's solve this. There's no quad calculus coming up in your future.
So in this one, we just find the
Probably Friday. Kind of. It's very similar.
Thank God. Okay. So
You don't actually have to do any of the fraction adding. So these are easy.
Yes. Thank God.
Okay, guys, you start the same way. We think about when does sine equal negative root 3 over 2. You're thinking just once around the circle to start with. Where does that happen?
4.5 times.
So not a good stuff.
One more. Hold on. Let me do the thinking here. 4 over 3. Then the other one.
Third and fourth quadrant, so y is negative 4 pi over 3, 5 pi over 3.
I
Okay.
got so scared. I thought I forgot my entire unit circle for a second.
Yeah, you guys need some work on your circles. Okay, what you have to do from here, start the same way. 2x equals 4 pi over 3. This time we are going to say plus 2 pi k, and then 5 pi over 3 plus 2 pi k. Because it repeats over and over and over. And then what's our last step? And then you're done, guys. These are easier. You don't have to actually do the adding. What is 4 pi over 3 divided by 2? So 2 pi over 3 plus pi k. And 5 pi over 6 plus pi k. And you're done there. Okay. Yeah, because you couldn't, I mean, you could start adding pi, but you can't list all of them because it
Why
never,
are there two solutions?
because sine equals negative root 3 over 2 in 2 places on the circle.
So there's two solutions?
Yeah, and then since this said all solutions, that means you're going around the circle over and over. So you're hitting that answer here and here, and here and here, and here and here. Forever.
We write it times complete.
No, that's what the K counts for, like going over and over.
How many problems are left?
How many problems are
I love
left?
that.
2.
Yeah, that's the way.
Do it.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, are we okay on number 4? 2 more.
Are they scary?
No, just more of this.
Wait. So your contacts in, but then you're wearing blue like glasses. Exactly. See, I just have all in one.
All right, guys, try that one.
Literally. No, I had to. Because we need to use like the FSA stuff. Like we need to use the FSA. So we're just like, all right, you're gonna classes.
Still find all solutions. Same directions, guys.
When you say directions, what does that mean? Like it's just like the.
So where it says, it's either going to say solve, find all solutions, which your brain should go K in my answer,
Right.
or it'll say solve from 0 to 2 pi.
So what is this?
So that's directions.
So what is this?
All solutions.
Oh my god, I'm so dumb. I thought you meant, I don't know what I thought you meant by
Oh, like directions.
But I thought you literally let, like, okay. Alright. Yeah. It's been a slow one. Okay.
You know,
Wow, that was not my final word.
it's okay.
Oh,
5 and 6. They said how many
Oh.
problems.
But there's, okay.
No, that's
Oh, this is the first side.
I think that's gonna be a
but they don't cool. You say 2x. You don't say I'd rather be a wolf. Whoa, my slot. Yeah, Aaron, I really like that. I'm not even joking.
Before the year
I'm
started.
joking. I'm so much like that.
Dude, glitter never comes off.
My kids were watching something.
What color is it?
Are we done, guys?
Wait, that makes so much sense though.
Shut up.
Because like it's not like the last. Yeah. They did too well. Yeah, they did a little too well.
I have no idea.
I mean, that makes sense. I just think I don't have marketing. We have failed all through the brain. It doesn't work. It's not work.
That's one thing.
I really need to paint my nails. Like I like having my nails long before I put paint. Exactly. What I mean. I just like
Okay, but do you see how the directions make it a different answer? Okay. Questions?
No.
If it said 0 to 2 pi, not included, yeah. All right, guys, one more.
Wait, so what's the difference between
Oh, never mind. I take that.
Okay.
I take that.
The directions say solve within a certain window, right? Adam, are you listening to me? You asked what's the difference? Oh, you got it? Okay, never mind. Well, I'll just keep going.
I take that. What do you call that? Wiser tangent. Okay. No, I still take it pretty much.
Tangent.
Take oh, like I don't know. Think about like the. I'm thinking.
I'm thinking.
I would that's the only thing that in mind. But it either be 0. Yeah, literally, pi over 4. It has to be a pi over 4.
So there's two ways you can think about it. You can do just pi, and you actually don't have to do both places. Or you can do 2 pi and think about both of them, but they end up repeating. So yeah, you just have to do more work. We don't like more work.
So pi over 4, and then like.
What do you mean, just the 2?
Yeah, pi.
2 pi k? You can do it that way. I'm going to show you 2 ways to do it.
I was you remember, don't doubt yourself. I will always doubt yourself. Me too. I'm being such a person. I give advice that I don't myself don't follow. That would be great. I never said I wasn't ever great. I just, yeah.
All right, guys, there's a couple ways you can go about doing this one because it's tangent. Are we okay first that tangent equals 1 at pi over 4 and 5 pi over 4? Okay. You can do this the same way we have been doing it and go, okay, pi over 4 plus 2 pi k, 5 pi over 4 plus 2 pi k, and, divide by 2. Pi over 8 plus pi k 5 pi over 8 plus pi k. Or,
Oh, yeah.
what is the period of tangent? Pi. So you could have just done pi over 4, the first answer, plus pi k, divided by 2.
No, that's, I really use that the same.
Oh, so you don't
Sorry.
even need the other one if you just.
You don't, because it's going to land on that. Like, it's the... Okay, think about it. Pi over 8. If I add pi over 2 to that, where do I get to? 5 pi over 8, right?
Uh-oh.
I think the battery's running low.
It's,
Just maybe though.
where's my cord?
I didn't know. Someone was just telling me.
There you go.
Yeah, well.
At least they give me a warning. Do you guys see the difference? I would take both of those answers. Like, they're both right. One is just repeating it.
Wait,
Yeah, I'm confused.
That's repetitive, because what it, so guys, what is pi over 8 plus pi over 2? It's 5 pi over 8, so you don't need it. Probably not. Just know that if you're doing the pi, plus pi k, you don't have to use both of them.
Oh, so it's. Oh.
Do you see what I mean? How it's the same? Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Questions, guys? That's the end of notes.
We did it.
Woo! All right. We're going to do a quizzes before we get to math space.
That'll be hot dog.
Nope.
Or that's like snap. I have to my English test. Can I